Welcome to another Alpha Magnus review. This time, if you see I already got Mindbender there, this time we're going to go over, not this Sgt Slaughter. Look at that, hey, that's funny. It happened like the ones that people get. We're going to go over this one. I've had the Valaverse one out, so I'm going to take him just out of the packaging to show you. Don't know what I'm going to do with this one, but I've heard the other Sgt Slaughter is infinitely better. We'll see. This one was, I think, the second edition of Sgt Slaughter, and I'm kind of glad I got this one. I might just make him into another character. I don't know. I have that ability, so let's leave that there. Now, the one thing about the Action Force line is that it does come with a lot of stuff, so that is actually pretty cool. Versus the minimalistic view that Hasbro took by giving you like 3 things. And I do have quite a few of the Action Force line. In fact, I got to figure out what happened to the stand for his. It does come with a stand. Here's Sgt Slaughter from Hasbro. This was their Screw You, Bobby Vala thing, because they did give you some extra stuff that they don't normally give with these. We got, what, 4 sets of hands total. Little dude. Got a whole bunch of stuff. They don't give you like backpacks and stuff, and I'm fine with that. I don't need more backpacks. I've already done a review on Sgt Slaughter. Check that out on my channel. He pops out. This is the plastic-free packaging, which I have opinions on. I would prefer that they keep at least one piece of visible stuff on the front so that you don't end up with missing parts or swapped parts or whatever. Oh, this is, yeah, this is what I'm saying. This is terrible. I don't care. I'm not keeping this box. I'm probably keeping Mindbender just because he's a special edition, etc. But I don't care about this one. Sgt Slaughter, he ain't going nowhere. And this guy's staying in it. Both Sgt Slaughters might actually stay in there. I also might be purchasing the second one of these because, oh no, you can take it off. All right, sweet. I was gonna say if you couldn't take this out, that would suck. But it looks like you can. I didn't want to buy another one. I'm trying to be a little cheap right now so I can afford to do other things. Let's give this a cut. That's the other thing. Like, once you cut these, you can't put them back. Like, I know if you do the same with the what do you call them? Plastic ones, they'll still cut, but the reason I kept this guy is because I think I'm going to be putting all of this guy's hands and stuff in there. So, let's cut this. Da-da-da-da. And so I did have someone tell me that he's like, well, you should probably, do voiceovers and stuff. I'm actually trying to make this channel a little better, but I can't take the time to do that. I just don't have the time. So I'm going to do what I can, and I do have a couple ideas that I'm going to be doing to make it. I might have multi-camera stuff going so that I can record both at the same time and not have to edit them. Honestly, editing is like, I could take this figure apart and make it a completely different character. Give me a video edit, and I just can't do it. Used to do it all the time. Can't stand it now. Same thing with drawing. I used to draw all the time, and like everyone's like, you should be an artist. You should do it just hit a point where it's like I've kind of done everything I want to do. I just like to draw characters. I don't like to actually make comic books or anything animation wise. And that is actually a job. I mean, that's pretty much what these guys do. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm only 40 years old, 41. I got plenty of time, right? All right. That's weird sounding. It's like he's got a ratchet there. Still has the drop down hip, the twists. the Bends. This is actually a pretty nice figure. In all in all, I'm sure they've reused a lot of stuff from the other characters. Oof. That. Facially, they both kind of look like Sgt. Slaughter. I feel like the Valiverse one is actually the correct size versus this guy who's a little more beefy than I think Sgt. Slaughter ever was. But this is based off of the Real American Hero, not a. And if you had the other one, the wrestling one, he looks completely different than these two. Now, here's the problem that I have. Both of them come with these glasses, and both of them suck from what I've seen. And, yeah, they kind of do. Like, it works. These ones are a little too thick-rimmed, and the ones that come with that Sgt. Slaughter just fall off constantly. He comes with a gun that is really tiny looking. Shoot, I should have put this on first. You do get the whistle here, which I guess that is correct. I feel like it should be the other way around, but drill sergeanting. There. Let's plop the hat down. I think the likeness, actually Valiverse might have gotten the likeness a little better. Only in the fact that his eyes look a little weird here. Don't know if you can see that. Look a little odd. But once the glasses are on, the eyes don't really matter. And that's how I'm going to have him 99.9% of the time. So I guess you have to put this on and then push it down until it locks right there. Boom. He comes with multiple sets of hands, which I want to have. Oof, I want to have him using multiple things. So these fists are probably not going to get used unless I'm going to put him fighting with Serpentor. There. He has pointing hands, which is cool. It's like that's a gun hand. I like to do this too, where I'll put the gun in there and then that's it. No more. I don't know. I just have to replace the gun, replace the hand, not the gun. So it'll stay like that. Cool. He does have two pointing hands, so you can do it twice as weird. This goes into the gun. Clip. He does have his graspy hands. And another one of these. So this is kind of a gun hand. So we're going to put that one in. Because you can have this hold this part. Now the way they have it on the design, they have it like this. So he's holding it like under there, which that works perfectly. Thank you, Hasbro. This is the kind of attention that I like, that Mattel is just dropping the ball on lately. They're giving us a lot of stuff that don't make any sense. I think this actually might have, maybe it is okay. I thought this might have supposed to have been the other way because of the whistle. We'll figure it out. Because it keeps doing that. All right. And although I love the pointing hands, I very much prefer this for this, so that he can hold his little G.I. Joe man. No stand still, So if you want, I do have that stand over there, the Cobra one, and I have some other ones that I'm going to be putting up on my Patreon. So I'm going to start pushing my Patreon now. Yeah, we're taking this off. I'm going to try to flip it. This is driving me freaking crazy. So if you check out my Patreon, I'm going to have multiple different... the basic tier, though, is going to be... no, that was probably right. It's just terrible. My $1 tier is going to be for smaller 3D prints. You pay that monthly, and you get access to whatever 3D print I put up on there. Like right now, I have the Cobra stands, which you can, like, one time that pays for itself because you can print that out like on 100 different guys. But the big one is when I do the another piece. The big one's when I do the Joes, because each one of them is a different dog tag. I do have a blank dog tag that I'll probably upload there as well, but the Joes are going to be the nice one because they'll actually have the character names on them. So keep an eye on that. I think it's just patreon.com/alphamagnus, but I will try to put that in the link below, as $1 saves me $1. That's how that works. So then I can keep doing this stuff. Mostly customs and stuff is what I'm doing, and designing things. Because I used to have an Etsy store, but that turned into a madhouse of people wanting me to deliver stuff as fast as Amazon. And that's just unhealthy to even try to have to deal with that. It was constantly people, hey, when's my stuff going to ship? In 3 weeks, like I said. 3 weeks? I didn't see that. Even though it's literally the first thing that's on the page. I don't know how you're supposed to hold this. It doesn't have a hand specifically for this. But I do love it. Just a little dude. It's funny because he gets plastic packaging, but the big figure doesn't. That seems weird. How does this fit in here? Do you have to cut it out? Tell me. Oh, no, okay. Tell me you got to cut it out. That'll defeat the purpose of it. There. So there's a little Sgt Slaughter figure that you can have him hold. I've seen guys do that, have him hold it. I'm probably not going to do that. I think this is funny, and this is good enough. This should come with every figure, and then I wouldn't be so angry about the packaging, I think. I wasn't even against the packaging. It's nice that they're doing this, because now I'm throwing all this stuff away versus hoarding it like I was. But, yeah. So we're going to put all this stuff in this bag, even though it was meant for the other guy. Let's take this off. I might have to get a heat gun out and try to bend this because it just keeps pointing out. Then we're going to try to reenact the thing that's on the cover. Since you can do that with him, you can't really do it with anybody else. Now the big thing, two things. Would have liked it if they had the face that's on there where he's blowing the whistle, because that would have been cool. Or just any other head. They got to start giving extra heads with these things. The fact that Barbecue doesn't have a human head, he just has the. These figures cost too much to not give us an extra head on there. And you know what? I know that the face tech costs money. I guess I would assume that they would have purchased a machine to do that. But regardless, come on. I think my neck was stuck. That's part of the problem. There. That's a little better than it was, but it's still annoying. I know that the face tech costs money. But come on, guys. You can do it. You can give us 2 heads for the price of 1 on here. This thing, I think, was like 30 bucks. Which, yeah, plastic costs more, blah, blah, blah. This costs more. Find other ways to do it. Maybe don't give us goofy stuff on another character or something. Because that's kind of what I feel like they're doing. Is they're like, oh, well, we got to charge this much because of that. Why does Dr. Mindbender come with like 80 things that he doesn't need? I don't know. I'm still kind of pissed about that. So let me go grab one of those Joe stands. I got a whole bunch of these left over, so I'm just kind of reusing them. I don't think I made a Sgt Slaughter one. So here, we'll use this extra heavy duty one that I have and put it on here until I get a Sarge one made. As I said, if you got your own 3D printer or you want to do it, I will put these up on Shapeways. So if you want to pay for Shapeways to make them, they're going to be nice because Shapeways has a different kind of 3D printer. There's this, it doesn't do the layers. The layers is the whole problem with this, is that eventually it'll crack. But there you go. Ta-da! What's even funnier is that like everybody knows the G.I. Joe theme, the basic one. Ooh, I could even make it so you can hold that. I could do that. Maybe I'll do that. Everyone knows the thing. I always remember the "Got to Get Tough, Yo Joe." That song stuck in my head forever, and I think it was just because that's about the time that I started watching it. It's because I was kind of done with a lot of the other shows. I'm like, oh, I'll check this G.I. Joe show out because I watched a couple episodes before. There. So he is a little bit taller, lot more buffer, but I think this is inaccurate to how tall he actually is in comparison. This is a real American hero, Sgt. Slaughter. It is not. It is definitely not realistic at all. This one's not even realistic to what Sgt. Slaughter actually looks like. But regardless, they're both kind of the same basic idea. I do like the painting on the Valaverse one better because they do have the difference here. And their accessories, of course, were better. Came with a big pistol, multiple hats, etc. Oh, there's this. It's in the bottom. I'm actually going to be going through and getting rid of all of the extras on those two. So I don't really know what I'm going to do with this guy. They do have quite a bit of customization available. And I don't know if I want to keep him as Sgt. Slaughter and just have him in a different section. Or if I want to actually... because this one does look a lot more realistic. Looks like more like a human being. Versus that one, which is just a steroid-induced nightmare. He does also come with extra stuff here, so I could make some custom guys out of the extra stuff. Backpack, whole bunch of stuff. See the review on that I got. There's the gun. This gun is baller. This is the whole reason. Like this Hasbro didn't give us this because I don't think he really even used a gun in the show. He was pretty much just a punchy guy, but this is awesome. So, yeah. Keep an eye out for that stuff. He does have, oh yeah, I forgot he had this too. Huh. Maybe I'll use this. I needed one for a Shockwave that I'm going to be making. The Shockwave from G.I. Joe, not Transformers. So you see, this one is a thinner. It looks a little better, but man, it just falls off all the time. It also feels like it's going to break. It's so thin. There. I'm going to assume we're probably going to get like Tiger Force and Sarge's Slammers or whatever the heck their names are. Probably going to get versions of this figure like that too. Sgt. Slaughter is actually an awesome dude. I like too that he owns his name. I don't believe it has anything to do with WWE. He came up with it long before that. So WWF at the time, I suppose. So he's got the rights to that. So it's nice to see him being able to do this. I think Valiverse just had like a 1-year exclusivity, and that's why now we're getting this. I still like Valiverse, still want more of their stuff, but unfortunately, the problem I have with their stuff is that there's no nostalgia. We are nostalgia-driven peoples, and there's no nostalgia with this. So that's why I bought this one. I bought a couple other ones, but I did buy the Steel Brigade because guess what? It's a G.I. Joe figure. Realistically, I don't know how they got away with that. Maybe it's because Steel Brigade is the most generic name on the planet. There, that's going to have to do. I'm going to have to get some green tack or something on there. I got some U-glue I might stick up there, too. They're both good figures. Choose wisely. Money, this stuff costs a lot of money. So, if you're looking for one that looks more like the TV show, go for this guy. He's not bad, though. He's got his own thing. Maybe I'll make him into another Joe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do, honestly. Do any of us know what we're going to do? I hope you enjoyed this review. If you got any comments, please leave them below. Like, subscribe, and until next time, I'm Alpha Magnus, and these are toys.